This is the Clark Connection Podcast, where 12 years of coaching championships meets real-world leadership. Coach Clark broke through at the highest levels. Now he's bringing you the playbook. Every week, real leaders, real wins. Real strategies you can use Monday morning. If you're done with theory and ready for results, this is your show. You in? Let's go!
Yeah, let's go. Welcome to Ask the Coach Live. Great to be here with you guys today. It's a wonderful day right here. And man, we've got a lot of great stuff going on that as I'm getting quickly adjusted, great to be here with you all. That trying to think. All right. So, leadership breakfast. So, the coaches table, leadership breakfast, it's happening tomorrow. I've got like one more available seat. So, if you are wanting to come to our leadership breakfast tomorrow, that you need to make sure that you sign up ASAP. And look, I'm about to drop that link into the chat for those of you who are on YouTube. So if you join, if you're on YouTube, it is going to be in the chat. I'm gonna put it in there right now. Okay, now you'll see it come up on the screen right here. So if you're there, they click on that Calendly link. I've got just a few spots left. Okay, so make sure you click there, go reserve your spot at the coach's table. Okay. Now it's going to be a phenomenal one. We're talking about confidence. That, what is it? How do you get it? And then how do you develop it? Okay. Now we're going to go and break that down. It's going to be a phenomenal time. You definitely want to make sure that you are there. Next thing, want to remind everybody that I'm starting my Developing the Leader Within You mastermind, okay? That is going to start in August. August the 11th. August the 11th is when we are starting Developing the Leader Within You. So if you want to get, and look, guys, you're not going to find this for a lower price than you do right now. Typically for this class, we charge anywhere from $1,000 So $1,500 to $2,000 is what we typically charge. I am offering it. So for 10 weeks, we're going to go through. You're going to be it, and I'm limiting it to 10 people. Okay, 10 people. It's virtual. So just like you're watching me right now, they reserve your spot for $500. That's $50 a week. Okay, you can't get. So I don't do coaching for that inexpensive. Okay. That most John Maxwell certified trainers do not do that. But for $500, okay, right now, that's what you get, 10 weeks, okay? And I'm going to drop that. Here's the link to pay for it if you want to do that. So those of you that are on YouTube, you'll get it. If you're on TikTok, I know we've been talking about it on on other social medias, that Facebook, you can find me all at Coach Clark Leadership, okay? So go reserve your spot. You won't find it. It won't be this inexpensive again. So $500, that 10 weeks. This usually goes from anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000. You won't find it for less money than you will today. Okay. So make sure you go click that link and reserve it there. And kind of, before I go, I'm going to have a podcast last week was with Nikki Cruz. If you didn't catch that one, go catch that one. So once we get done here, go catch that one that I did with Nikki Cruz. Phenomenal. She talks about how to keep your joy. And guys, right now, everything that's going on in the world, life is stressful. But Nikki gives us practical steps and ways on how to keep your joy. Nothing that you do, no matter how successful you are, is worth your joy. So make sure that go watch that one. She gives us a lot of great steps. Then tomorrow's episode is going to be with Dominique Edmond. And Dominique is the owner, the founder of Empowered Publishing Worldwide. Empowered Publishing Worldwide. And why I think this is cool, I did not plan it this way. For those of y'all that know me closely, I'm more of a let's play it by ear and let's see what happens type of guy. I'm not a, hey, work your plan your work. And if that plan doesn't work, make sure you have plans A through Z in place. I'm more of a, hey, let's make a plan. If it works, great. If it doesn't, just go. So when I plan out my podcast, like I've got right now another 8 episodes in the can. Okay. So I've recorded 8 more. So I've got like 2 months worth of podcasts that are coming out. I just pick a date after we record and say this is when it is. So Dominique Edmond is going to be my guest tomorrow, and I think it's so cool that because Dominique helped me publish my first book, that which is You're Here, Now What. So those of you on TikTok, those of y'all on YouTube, you can get this book. It is on Amazon. They have an e-version on there. We are working on trying to make it an audio version, which will be read by yours truly, and or you can buy the physical copy. Now, I'm going to tell you, don't buy the physical copy from Amazon yet. That I'm going to put another link in here, and I probably should say what these are. Developing the leader within you mastermind. So that should be up in there. But then I'm going to put this next one in here. So this is for the link for my book. If you buy my book from me, so if you buy it on the Stripe link that I put in here, then I pay the taxes for you. I pay the shipping for you. I write you a personalized note, and I give you my autograph along with a personalized Bible verse. So guys, you're going to get so much more value by going through this link. I hadn't put it in yet, but I'm going to put it on there in just a second. So my book. Now what? So all in one right there. And so it's going up right now. Those of you that are on YouTube, if you are on TikTok or another streaming service, again, go to @Coach Clark Leadership. You'll see it there. You can find it. So here we go. Look, and here's the link to my book. Go purchase that. That's the 5 biggest mistakes that new leaders make. And I hate to say new leaders, but those are the people that I just truly love to work with. Because I mean, if I were to go through all of this right now, I can tell you I've messed up even probably recently. You know, that I don't do this a whole lot anymore, but pretending to know everything. Because I don't pretend, I just do. I know everything. And if you believe that, I've got some oceanfront property that I want to sell you in Missouri. Great deal for you today. That hit me up, DM me for that a little bit later, and I'll make sure to sell you that property. But what I really want to talk about today is going through. So excited. This is something that I never thought was quite possible for me. You know, I thought to write a book, you had to do something special. To write a book, you had to be somebody super smart. To write a book, fill in the blank. I didn't think it was possible. I thought it had to be somebody smart, somebody who liked to write, somebody who enjoyed this stuff. But it wasn't. I didn't do all of that. But in working with hundreds of different people, I started noticing a pattern and seeing the same mistakes over and over and over and over and over again, especially from new leaders, new and emerging leaders. But you could throw in us old or veteran leaders, because I mean, mistake number one that I put was not realizing you're always on stage. You're always on a stage as a leader. 2, pretending to know everything. 3, avoiding difficult conversations. I know we've talked about that several times on the Clark Connection podcast. Avoiding difficult conversations. And I mean, I don't like having difficult conversations. If you like having if you don't like having difficult conversations, hit those like buttons. Make that thing blow up. Because guys, I don't like having difficult conversations. It's uncomfortable, but it's something we have to do as a leader. 4, micromanaging instead of leading outcomes. And then 5, failing to build trust intentionally. And I go through how to fix it, things that you can do. They're very practical steps. And I made it with you in mind, okay? You guys were the ones that I made in mind. I've taken everything I've learned in a total of 20 years in leadership, 17 professionally, and I could technically say closer to 30 plus because I've always been in a leadership role of some sort. But I really want to talk about today, and I think this is a huge problem for many leaders, especially when you're new. Micromanaging instead of leading outcomes. And you may be saying, all right, Aaron, no, I don't micromanage. And I'm going to call balderdash on that. There's a good chance if you're new to leadership, if you're not micromanaging, you're going to the way extreme and you're not managing at all. And so I'm going to clear up this misconception. Most people believe that they confuse managing with micromanaging. So when you're holding your team accountable for doing the work and checking on them and making sure and seeing how can I help, that's not micromanaging. What micromanaging is I have to be the one that makes sure every sale happens. I have to be the one that makes sure every widget gets made. I have to touch you. Nobody moves without me. Okay. And a lot of times I see this, especially with a lot of new leaders, because when you got into leadership, that you were the guy, you were the gal, you were the one that everybody was looking to. You were the top performer. Whatever profession you're in, you were the top performer. And moving into this leadership role, that's one they don't tell you. A lot of times they don't teach you how to move into this new leadership role. And again, that's kind of the basis behind this. You're here. Now what? I'll tell you a funny story about my very first time surfing. I'm not going to tell it to you. You can buy it and read it. But we've all been there. We've all been in a situation where we just didn't know what to do next. It made me think, my cousin would reach out to me that I get the book, and I laughed because one of my experiences where I did not know what to do once I got there. That was the very first time I ever rode a horse. I've rode motorcycles all my life. I love animals. I don't ride horses anymore. And I have rode one since. So before anybody starts going, oh, you got to ride it, get on back on the horse. I have rode horses again. I don't like to, but she put me on her barrel racing horse. I did not know that she was training a barrel racing horse, and didn't say, hey, if you go down this line right here, he's going to take you into the arena and you are going to run the barrel race. Did not know. It took it. I panicked because he started sprinting. And then all of a sudden we're running, and I'm like, oh no, stop this thing. Yelling out all sorts of other commands. Sit, stay, stop, don't, quit. But whenever you're riding a horse, there is a magical word for whatever reason. Whoa. Could not think that. My brain would not allow me to go there. I also later found out that if you just kind of reach up and grab the bridle and pull it back a little bit, they stop running because their head moves in this direction and they can't run. And so it'll slow them down. But once I remembered the magical word of whoa, he stopped. And so sometimes you find yourself in those situations as a leader, and micromanaging becomes what you do because it feels comfortable. It's what that gives you a sense of power. It makes you feel like you're important, and you think that that's what you're supposed to do. You think that being in that leadership role, you're supposed to be the one that controls everybody and everything. While yes, you are responsible for everything that happens in your department, your team cannot get better if you micromanage everything. If you are constantly the one that has to have your hands on everything, you become the bottleneck. And when you micromanage and your team can't move forward and they have to go through you in order for things to happen, production stops. Your people stop working. Why should they? If I'm micromanaging my team, they're just going to go, it doesn't matter. Coach is going to have to put his hands on it. So we'll wait till he gets around to doing it. And you may be thinking, no, I'm just holding my team accountable. I'm I'm setting a quality of work, whatever. And tell yourself whatever you need to make yourself feel better about it. But if you have to touch everything to make your team move forward, to make it happen, you're the bottleneck. A lot of times I'm able to tell my clients the biggest thing that's stopping your business, your team from growing and expanding is the person that looks back at you in the mirror. It's you. And that's a harsh truth for us to have to take, because I don't want to hear that I'm the reason my business isn't where I want it to be. Think about that for a second. My business is not as big as I want it to be because of me. Coach Clark is the one responsible for that. Not my wife, not my kids, not my friends, not my family. It's me. Would it help if more people just they got on and they signed up and did stuff and bought me for training? Well, yeah, that would help. But what am I doing to make that go forward? Now, take it one step further. As I start to expand and get better, what am I willing to give to my team so that they can help us move forward on our mission of helping to develop and create more leaders? And so one that I want you to quickly think about, because guys, micromanaging it, if you find yourself, if you've got a team of more than one person, so if it's more than just you, if you're more than a solopreneur, are you doing what it takes to get your team to help you around, to go towards the mission? Now, this doesn't mean you don't talk to those people anymore. It doesn't mean that you don't have an idea of what's going on, but I can't do the day-to-day. Back when I was the corporate director of admissions, we had over 200 employees that I was responsible for. And when you go campus to campus to campus to campus, now there were my specific that was in admissions. It was the 28 people that were directly in admissions. They had to split it even further. I had to have 6 directors. That way they could help their teams, and I had to let them do their work. My job then became to check in with the directors of admissions, the admissions directors, to make sure that they had what they needed. And then to find out, well, why wasn't so-and-so doing this? Was it something that I didn't get across? Was it something that I did that didn't have them properly trained? I had to go back and look on these things. And as you continue to grow and your business moves up and you move up in your leadership, you're going to have to be able to let things go. One that I tell all of my clients is, if somebody can do it 70 to 80% as good as you can, give it to them. Look, I've got one where somebody was wanting to take a task that the leader just really loved, but it's so time consuming. I finally met with him. I said, that young lady over there really wants to do this job. And they're like, oh, but Coach, you don't understand. This is my baby. I love doing this. And I was like, but is it helping you to produce income right now? Is doing this task helping your team grow? And when they answered it honestly, it was no. But you have this person over here that wants to do this job. Oh, well, they can't do it as good as me. Probably not, but I guarantee if you cut them loose on it and allow them to start helping you with it, you're freed up. It takes one more thing off your plate. You're able to focus better on the things that you need to do. And so when you're the leader, you can't micromanage. You can't do everything, especially as your team gets bigger. You can't possibly do everything that there is to do on your team. So you have to be able to delegate. Now, to be able to delegate, here's one, because I've started working with another. I've had several. I'll say one. Several that I've worked with. You have to have some processes and procedures in place. If you don't have the SOPs, your standards and procedures, in place, So if you don't have standard operating procedures, it's really hard to not micromanage because they don't know what to do. It needs to be put in there, it needs to be spelled out, and allow them to do the work. Get those people who were working on your team to help you create the standards. You don't have to do it all on your own. You know who probably knows your sales process better than you do? Well, it's you. Let's be real. I mean, most businesses, the sales, if you're the owner, you know the sales in your business better than anybody else. But you know who probably knows how to create finances packages better than you do? One of your people that works in finance. You know who probably understands how to put your equipment better or together better than you do? Your top technician, your top widget maker. Get them to help you put together those processes and procedures. It's okay to allow your team to work with you and to develop this. And here's one thing that's magical and it's beautiful when it happens. They take ownership in it too. They're not going to fight you on it because they help put the processes and procedures together. And then guess what? They teach it to the next person and the next person and the next person. And because it's now standard, you now have it on paper, in the computer, whatever you want to say. I mean, I know nobody's really using a whole lot of paper anymore, but when you have it written down, it allows them to quickly multiply and do what you're doing. So you have to be able to put what your processes and your procedures and your steps on paper. And then when you give that task to somebody else, hold them accountable to doing it. Don't go do it for them. Hold them accountable. You're already paying them. So hold them accountable to doing that work. And so, I come back kind of round and about. I know I really wanted to hit on that and touch on that. But as we go from out here, guys, if you're looking for any more development, any more training, look, a great place to start. Go to my Calendly link. Go sign up for the Coach's Table Leadership Breakfast. I just saw somebody else right before I got on here that filled out and completed it, so I might have one spot left. I was at 18 or 19 people before we got started on this live. I saw one come through while we were sitting here waiting to get going. So I don't know how many spots are left. Go click on it. If there's any left, that you need to take one. It's $10. Plus, we're going to have Chick-fil-A chicken biscuits and some coffee and some water. It's going to be a great time. You're going to be surrounded by other passionate leaders. Now, the next one. Mastermind, developing the leader within you. Again, I usually and typically charge $1,500 for this. $1,500 to $2,000. I'm bringing it. It will be virtual. You can click that link. It's my Stripe link for developing the leader within you. It's not going to be less expensive than it is right now. $500. That's $50 a week. You can't get coaching for $50 a week. Go reserve your spot. It's not going to be less expensive. The next time around, it's going to be in that $1,500 mark. And then go get your copy of You're Here, Now What? I was joking with somebody earlier, and I thought I'd seen him come on the live stream. So this is my best book I've written yet. The best one. So go get it. Look, and I joked with my wife, and I've joked with a couple other people. Like, I even impressed myself with how well it came out. And that takes a lot to impress me and to impress myself because, I know how good I am. But go get it. It's more like, I think as my editor went through it, they had said it's not like reading a typical book. It's like you're sitting back sitting on a bunch of couches talking about leadership. I want it to be an encouragement to you. And that's why I said, make sure, and we're putting it up on there again. They go there, buy it directly from me. You can go get it off of Amazon. You can buy the ebook on there, or you can buy the actual physical book. But if you buy it from me, then I pay the taxes, I pay the shipping. So I mean, it's a benefit to me for you to actually go buy it from Amazon because I make more money. Because you pay the taxes. And then if you already have Prime, you pay for the shipping. So buying it directly through me actually saves you money and costs me more money. But I get to so I mean, I've got a stack over here that I'm going through and working on right now that I went through. But I go through, and you're gonna get an autograph. You're gonna get the custom note in there, because I want to add value to you. And so, as we go from here, guys, remember, you don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to be great. So keep leading, keep learning, keep asking those questions. And I'll see you next time on Ask the Coach Live.